Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening everyone. So today is Friday the 23rd of October 2020, and this is Achan Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all to be part of your evening. Hi Manish. Hi Margaret, good evening. Patibha, good evening. I hope that you're all keeping well and staying safe. Hello Gautam, Anish from Thailand. Hello everyone. So at the center we've been very busy. Particularly I've been very busy these days. So morning after an hour of a meditation and a chanting and another half an hour meditation. We finished around 8 o'clock. And after an hour of a break, again straight to teaching. Teaching for another hour and a half. And then again prepare for the lunch. And another 3 to 4 hours of working in a barn. And in between, sometimes attend the meetings, and at the time just prepare for the other meetings. An evening at 6:30 here for the talk and meditation, like that. So it's been like this for almost a couple of months now. And particularly yesterday, apologies that I was not able to give a talk. I was attending one of the interfaith meetings organized in Aberdeen, and in collaboration with the United Nations branch Aberdeen and the University of Aberdeen. So with this, I was unable to give a talk, and even I thought that I won't be able to give or join the guided meditation, but somehow I managed to join yesterday. So life is like that. Monk's life is like that too. Meanwhile, just an announcement that if anyone knows one who can give a boiler service, our boiler is very old, and it's a oil heating boiler. We need to service it this year. Normally we used to have one regular service guy, and this year he's taking quite a long time, and it seems like he has a lot of queue. In the meantime, in a center, we are needing that service to be done for this winter. So if any one of you know that any boiler man or even a woman who can do this oil boiling or boiling heater boiler service, please let me know. Okay. Hello Sarge. Okay, so this is just some information, and I also request help from you for the boiler. And it's been 4 days now working in a barn, putting the platform, cement, concrete blocks, and it's a really tough job. I'm getting muscles coming out now, and mixing the gravels and the cements and making sure the levels and putting, and then placing this brick block and very heavy brick blocks like that. So it's quite fun actually. It reminds me of my father when I was very young, and this is again another fun story. When I was young, I didn't like to go to school. I wasn't good at school at all at that time. It was about when I was around probably 15, 16. Probably 15. At that time, I was like, drinking, wandering around, and mostly staying with the friends, a little bit naughty one at that time, and particularly didn't want to go to school. And my father took me that was in a winter time. So my father took me to this building job. My father was a builder, so a brick builder, so he also invited me to go with him. And my father was very clever. And it was so cold, so he asked me to take bricks that was soaked in the water, and it's in winter, so I had to put my hands in the water, take the bricks out, and pile it before that is used to make the walls. And I still remember that cold. It was freezing cold, and I was like, oh, there's such a cold, like that. And little did I know that was a lesson that my father gave indirectly, that hard work is like this. But if you want to study and get a good education, you don't have to work hard like that. And I still remember on that day, and after this hard work from morning at 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock, and then my father took me to one of the restaurants. And in that restaurant, we were given around 20 rupees for the break, lunch break. And I ate so much that it was doubled. And then my father had to pay extra 20 rupees. On the way back to home, my father said, you work for 20 rupees, but you ate 40 rupees. You're too expensive. But at that time, my mind was always thinking, oh, this work is so hard. And I felt like my father had been working so much, so hard, whether it was rain or it was cold, always working. But that was a lesson given to me by my father, that if you don't want to go to school, work hard like this. No? And ever since, again, I concentrated on studies. And somehow I became a monk. And after become a monk, and this is again a misperception that people normally have, that after being a monk, you have nothing to do. You just stay at a temple and wait for people to come and give a donation and food, and then you don't have to worry about the electricity, paying of bills, and so and so. But if you become a monk in the West, then you realize how hard it is to be a monk. You have to do all, and you have to manage everything. And this, when I was working on the foundation ground, it reminds me that moments of my father, working, and how my father taught me how to use the string and how to use the water level and how to mix the cements. And that childhood memory still remains in me until now. And most importantly, what my father taught me is that when you make the foundation strong and you are absolutely sure that your foundation is able to support, then you don't need to worry about the building. All what you need to do is to make sure that it is leveled and balanced. And this is same in our life too. And pretty much we all have our agendas and our thoughts, what we want to be in the future. And in that aims and objectives, we try to make our foundation. We try to make our foundation for that future and working hard on that. And some finally found the foundations and stay on that foundation, able to success in their lives, and others they couldn't. Others they will just move on to somewhere else or couldn't find the right balance on finding the foundation ground. And with this, they become miserable and they also become failure in their lives. And this is in terms of the conventional truth, conventional way, or the worldly way. Like in the modernity nowadays, in the modern world, people are thinking about the prosperity and the success, which again, has developed a lack of kindness, lack of careness, and basically a love. Like it reminds me a story when I was young. There was a story that the three gentlemen was outside with the cold weather, waiting to get in, and a mother and the child was working in a kitchen, cooking something, and the mother and the child saw these three people outside freezing cold. And they wanted to get something warm and come in. So then her mother told her daughter that go and ask what do they need. So this child goes out from the room and a kitchen door and asks what did they want. And they say, we want to come in to your house to get warm, to get fed something. And then this daughter, the girl, comes back and informed to her mother, saying, Mother, they want to come in. And then say, they can come only one at a time. Ask them who wants to come first. And then this girl goes back and then say, my mother wanted you to know that only one at a time can come in. And then these three told them, who do you want to have in your family, in your house? So the mother asked, what are they? The number one was a prosperity. Number two was success. And number three was love and kindness. And these three people told the daughter that if you ask one of these, who do you want to have? And then the daughter, comes back and informed to her mother, saying, "There are 3 of them, and they ask me, who do I want?" And then a lady in the kitchen told her, "Tell them that we want love and kindness." So the daughter comes back outside of the kitchen and told, "We want to have love and kindness, not the prosperity and success." So with that, when she asked for love and compassion, love and kindness guy, then prosperity and success came true. So that's why, in fact, nowadays we're looking for success, looking for prosperity more than a kindness and compassion and love towards one another. And as a result of that, we have divided so much from brothers to brothers, sisters to sisters, brothers or children to mother to or parents, like that. And simply, we all are on this path to this material gain, material success, and we have spread this this unkind atmosphere all around, and as a result, conflict all around. So, the foundation that we have to build on, not on the material substances, but on the inner qualities of a good and a kindness. And with that, the prosperity and success will follow, will come. That brings the harmony and happiness. And that happiness not only for individual, but also for the people around us and the community, and eventually that will affect the whole world. And that's why this kindness and compassion is so important. That will help us to be content, moderate in the life, content in what we have got, and ability to maintain, and less greed, more conscious about what is needed rather than what is wanted. And that is the level of building the foundation ground which will bring happiness and prosperity in our lives. And furthermore, for the ultimate goal, we have this foundation ground is known as 4 foundations of mindfulness. And this foundation is basically bringing mind to the moment of here and now, and aware of what is important in our life, not only for this life, but also future life, and that will brings again end of all the sufferings and attainment of Nibbana, the liberation. And that 4 foundations of a mindfulness become the cornerstone of the spiritual development according to the Buddha's teachings. Although it is a part of the Eightfold Noble Path that I have explained previously, it is a very essential path. That's why it is known as the foundation of awareness, where we can develop our awareness and being mindful of every action that we perform, whether it is physically, whether it is verbally, or whether it is mentally, and which defines how good we are, how well we are behaving for our own benefit of our members of our communities, and also able to promote good things, good environment, good vibes to the members of a family and also community, which will extend for the happiness and harmony of the community and eventually country. And that leads not as just a foundation for the worldly living, but also leading to the spiritual growth, spiritual development, which I think we are lacking of. We most of the time talk about how to do good things, but we rarely talk about how to avoid doing bad things or not doing a bad thing. So this is a foundation ground that we developed on, and aware of how our body functions, aware how our feelings are taking place, and how are we working with that. And with this, what we will be able to understand that the foundation that we are working on becomes more stable and stronger, so we can fight with this all the defilements that pollutes, that hinders our spiritual journey. That is the reason why in the practice of a meditation we are requested to be mindful of the body, not more than that. Not about the external objects, lights, colors, or crystals, or any mystic powers, which is invisible, and sometimes it can be just misleading. But this body which we are living in never misleads. It's with us at all the time. All what we need to do is to embrace and learn about it. How are we feeling? How are we doing? How this body is functioning? That's all. And with this close connection with this body of our own, we will be able to comprehend that all the feelings that we experience are always go through the body. Always pass through the body. Body is like the M25 that you must have to go through to get into the London, city of London. It's like an M25. So it's the part that always there to give us understanding of how do we feel. So it's feeling, whatever happens, this body always tells you the chemical change that takes place. And with that awareness of this feeling, again, what happens is that how our mind is working, how our mind is taking place, the status of the mind, we become aware of that. And which is again beyond beyond the worldly matter. It's not a conditioned, but it's the nature. And very moment when we realize that this is just arises like that, and whatever is taking place are subject to decay and dissolves, then we will be able to take any sort of things without worrying anything, because we have been working on a good foundation, a foundation that helps us to develop our awareness and wisdom, our confidence. And with this, we will be able to comprehend how things are conditioned and how things are aroused and how things are functioning in the matter of the nature. And that is known as the Paticca And we will be able to comprehend that truth. And we will be able to understand that how these things are created. And on the basis of on the basis that we didn't know, the ignorance of this natural truth we are creating more and more and more, because we don't have this foundation. So we have to have this understanding that inability to have this foundation of right understanding, we tend to develop more and more ignorance. And with that ignorance, whatever comes to contact with us, we tend to exaggerate, we tend to grasp. Such as, like, when there is a pleasant sensation, we try to grasp, but when there is unpleasant sensations, we try to push it away. And this pulling and pushing away always happening in our own will rather than as they are. So practice of mindfulness meditation is basically building the foundation ground where we can realize things as it comes, and understanding that these are the natural truth which is bound to arise and change. And this foundation, if we have developed in its full extent, then will help us to eliminate or limitate defilements, and eliminate those defilements, and free from all these clutters of this asavas and tents, and ability to attain the complete freedom from this cycle of a birth and a death in this world. So keep going, keep working, checking your foundation ground where you are working. And with this, end of the day, not only you will get the right foundation for the good success in this life, but also that foundation will help the community, and furthermore, in the ultimate sense, you will be able to attain the supreme liberation, the Nibbana. So I offer this for tonight's reflection. Thank you everyone for joining me, and may you all be well and happy. May you all be enlightened. Take care and good night. In a few moments' time, we're going to have as usual, evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. Otherwise, see you tomorrow at the same time. Until then, good night and see you shortly. Thank you. Satu.